Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into the new video. Today I'm super excited to show you this brand new 12-volt compressor fridge I got from ICECO. This is ICECO's JPC42 3-in-1 cooler. The 3-in-1 is basically a fridge, a freezer, and an ice chest, all in the same package. As you can see, it's rotomolded, so it's super durable. It's got really strong rubber latches, really nice handles on the side. It's got a drain plug. Inside, it's got a really good seal, cup holders, storage compartments. As you come around to the side, you can see that this isn't just an ice chest. This is actually a 12-volt fridge and freezer. So you can run it off a 12-volt battery, you can run it off your AC adapter right out of the wall, and you can run this thing and you don't have to have any ice at all. Basically, this is one of the best setups that I've seen. It's super efficient, super durable. I'm excited to show you a little bit more about it. Stay tuned for more details. Okay, so let's dive into the details about this fridge. This is a 42 liter or 44 quart 12-volt compressor fridge. It's available in 3 colors. This is the khaki color. It's also available in blue and white. Looking at the side here, you can see where the compressor sits. It's behind this metal panel. So if you were to remove this panel, you'd see the compressor in there. If you notice, there are venting holes in here. So when it's powered, you want to make sure that you don't have like a blanket or anything right up against these holes, because that's how the fridge expels the heat. So just make sure you don't cover those up. Coming down here, you can see the power panel. The power panel has a few options. There's an on and off button, a settings button that allows you to set eco mode or max mode, and some buttons here to adjust the temperature. So if it's 40 degrees, you can push the down arrow and set it to a lower temperature. Right here is where you plug it in to power it. Looking at this side, you can see there's some really nice built-in handles, really sturdy. They also have this little hole here so you can put a rope through to tie it down to something, or maybe a rope to carry it. On the top, you can see there's 2 nice cup holders. They're pretty deep, so I don't think drinks would spill out of this, and a small storage container. Looking at the front of the cooler, you can see there's really nice rubber latches. When you pull these down, it holds the lid super tight, so I think these are going to be really, really nice to keep things from coming out of the fridge or keep animals from getting in. Looking at the far side, you can see there's another really nice handle and the drain plug. So when you're using it as an ice chest, you can drain the water out. Then your food isn't soaking in all the water. When you lift up the lid, you can just feel how nicely built this is. Got a really nice hinge that's built into the rotomolded design. There's a metal bar that goes all the way through this, so this is super durable. I don't think we're going to have any issues with this breaking. Some other fridges have had some weak hinges. This does not. Looking up here, you can see there's a really, really nice rubber gasket. It's soft, but it's also, you can just tell it's built with high quality materials. So shouldn't have any issues of air leakage or anything like that. That rubber gasket meets up with this lip here. It comes with a nice storage basket. The storage basket is to help this area right here be more useful. Because the compressor sits here, there's a little ledge. And this basket just makes this area a little bit more useful. So you can, instead of having small stuff fall all the way down in the bottom, you can put them all right here. This white thing here is called the evaporative cooler. So as the compressor runs, it pushes really cool coolant through this evaporative coil. And so that's how it gets cold and actually gets all the way down to freezing temperatures. You will actually see a little bit of ice form on the side of this if you have it down in the 0 degree mark. Taking a look inside from this angle, you can see that there's the access hole to drain the water out. And also you notice the sign here. So the sticker is basically talking about how when you have it in ice chest mode, you don't want to fill the water up to a certain point above this line so that the water doesn't go into the compressor area and damage the compressor. There's some sort of hole through here where the compressor has these evaporative coils that come out. So just make sure that you're careful that if you are using water in here, that you don't go above this line. Okay, so now that you guys have stuck around this far, gone over all the details of the fridge inside and out, kind of showed a little bit of build quality, I want to go over basically how it is when it runs, how you can power it on, what it sounds like when it's powered on, what we can fit in here. Kind of excited to see how well things fit. Let's go ahead and do those tests, and I'll take you along with the process, and let's see how it goes. You can power this fridge through 2 different ways. Currently I'm running this off my 12-volt lead acid battery This is my DIY solar generator, or just a battery box with a solar charge controller. You can see I have it hooked up to the 12-volt socket, and it's running like this. So you can run this fridge off a 12-volt socket, which you can find in a car, a boat, and it runs perfectly fine. They also provide in the box this adapter. So what it is it's a AC to DC wall adapter with a 12-volt socket. So if you're in a hotel or in your house, you can just run it right off a 120-volt wall socket, and you plug your fridge in here and it works perfectly fine. So you can really run this fridge anywhere you want. If the power goes out, you can run it on something like this. If you're just in your house and you want some extra storage space for food, you can run it in there. If you're out camping, you can use it in your car. So many ways to power this fridge. When it's running, it's fairly quiet. Let's see if you can hear it running. It's got a very small hum to it. The fan is not overly loud, and neither is the compressor. Okay guys, I did it. I knew someone would ask. I filled this thing with all my cans of LaCroix. Yeah, you might say I have a LaCroix problem, but you know, I love them. So let's get to the numbers here. So each layer on the side that in the large portion, excluding the compressor outjut part, you can fit 10 cans each layer. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 60 cans, and then you could probably add an additional 8 above where the compressor is. So that is 68 cans that you can put in this thing. It's going to be a little heavy, but man, that is awesome. No ice, 68 cold cans, running off 12 volt. Couldn't ask anything better than that. Now I got to put them all back in their boxes.
Now let's move on to the juicy details. How much power does this fridge use while in each mode? Let's talk about fridge mode first. Setting the fridge at 37 degrees, the temperature inside the fridge averages out around 36 degrees. The temperature display on the outside is very accurate to what's happening on the inside of the fridge. Some 12-volt compressor fridges have issues displaying the right temperature, so no worries on this model. In fridge mode, the compressor would turn on for about 6 minutes, and then it would turn off for about 23 minutes. As you turn the temperature down lower, the fridge will run slightly longer and use a little bit more power. For example, when setting the fridge at 32 degrees instead of 37, it would run for 8 minutes and then be off for 11 minutes, and this cycle will just repeat over and over again. While running the fridge at these different temperature levels for 75 hours, the power consumption on my kilowatt meter read 800 watt hours. Dividing that over time, it comes out to be 10.66 watts continuous average. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at freezer mode. The compressor had to run longer in order to keep things cooler in the fridge. Setting the temperature at 10 degrees, the compressor would turn on for about 11 minutes, and then it would turn off for 10 minutes. As you turn the temperature down lower, the fridge would run slightly longer and use a little bit more power. For example, setting the fridge at 0 degrees instead of 10 degrees, it would run for 16 minutes and be off for 7 minutes. While running the fridge at these different temperature levels for 96 hours, the power consumption on my kilowatt meter read 1990 watt hours. Dividing it out over time comes out to be an average of 20.7 watts continuous. So that's about double the power usage as fridge mode, but still very acceptable. Imagine having a small solar panel that you could charge your battery while running this fridge camping. You'd be able to run the fridge forever. Okay, so we tested fridge mode and we tested freezer mode. The last thing to test would be how well it performs if you just have ice in there with no 12-volt power. I decided to run an ice retention test in order to test how well this cooler retains ice over a long period of time. During this test, I compared this ICECO 3-in-1 to an Igloo BMX52 cooler that I already had laying around. The BMX cooler is considered a 5-day cooler, so this would be a good comparison. Both coolers were placed indoors and left for a day to equalize in temperature. A 10-pound block of ice was placed in each cooler. Over the next couple days, approximately every 6 hours, each cooler was opened and the ice was weighed to see how fast it's melting. In the following chart, you can see the results of the test. The Igloo BMX52 ran out of ice at about 65 hours into the test. The ICECO JPC42 ran out of ice at about 56 hours into the test. So you can see the BMX lasted a little bit longer, but both coolers fared well in retaining a single 10-pound block of ice. This test just demonstrates the ICECO JPC42 does have good insulation properties and works well as an ice chest in a pinch when you don't have power to run the 12-volt compressor. I'm pretty impressed by these results. Well, After over 225 hours of testing, I'm putting my stamp of approval on this fridge. I own 2 other ICECO 12-volt compressor fridges, and I feel this one will stand the most abuse. It looks awesome, I love the fact that it's super efficient, and it can be used for different purposes. I'm looking forward to some great off-road and camping trips where this fridge will really shine. Thanks for watching my review video. I hope you found all this information helpful as you seek to purchase your next 12-volt compressor fridge. Check out the video description below for any other details on where to buy this fridge or any possible discount codes that might be available in the future. This review process took a ton of time, so I'd appreciate a thumbs up if you like the content. Consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see any future videos about these fridges, or possibly about my solar setup, my car, or my tent. I have another video coming soon to cover all that. The final clip of the video that I added at the end of this is a comparison of all 3 of my ICECO fridges. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one.
Okay, so just wanted to compare each of these compressor fridges just so you can get an idea of what each one's like. So I'll start with my small one. I already have a video on my channel of this Go 20. I absolutely love it. It's a smart fridge, so it has Bluetooth connectivity. It has 2 zones. So this one, just open it really quick, you can see that it has a removable centerpiece that allows you to set up 2 zones, and each zone is controllable per the thermostat. So the left side you could have a freezer, the right side you could have a fridge. Pretty awesome. This one's super efficient. It's around 10 watts of power. In single zone, a little bit more, it's 18 watts continuous in freezer and dual mode, so freezer and fridge mode. This one's great for like a small car trip, like a little teeny barbecue, something like that. Runs super efficient. Anyway, would recommend this one for someone that's looking for something smaller. This is the first ICECO fridge that I purchased. This is the VL series. I'm not sure what the VL stands for, but I was almost considering van life. Not sure. But these are more of like a permanent, super efficient, larger size fridge. They're super professional looking, extremely durable. They're all metal, have really good latches, but you know, they're super nice. You don't want to like go just chugging this thing around in the back of a truck. It's almost like these were built for people living in vans, converting, you know, living for an RV, small camper, that type of thing. Super efficient. This thing has 10 watts of usage as well. Very insulated. Really nice construction. I have been super happy with this. This is the ICECO VL45. They make larger ones of this. They have a 65, a 60, and a 70, I think, or a 74. Awesome series here. I'll have the links to all these in the description below. And this is the ICECO JPC42 3-in-1. So super rugged. This one is, I just feel it's more durable. Like I'm not going to feel bad if it gets bumped around a little bit. It's got this super durable plastic, so it's not going to scratch and dent as this one would. And this painted one, you know, it looks so nice you don't want to scratch it. But this one, you know, it's gonna endure a little bit more without worrying about it. This one runs. This one is the only one that's considered an ice chest, because it's one solid piece, so the water won't seep into the little cracks, or if you spill milk, it won't seep into the cracks and make it stink. So drain plugs included on this one, like I already said. So anyway, this is just an overview of the 3 fridges that I have.